My phone hasn't started yet. That's really cool.
There's AT&T for you.
Hey guys.
Hi everyone. We're just kind of waiting for Stephanie's phone to start working.
1 second.
So they'll just...
It's really cool.
It'll be
Keep
20.
going.
It'll be 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
So anyway, in conclusion,
you guys haven't missed anything
yes.
yet.
I'm probably just gonna have to share, but it's cool. It'll hop back on.
Right.
Pretty cool. All right. So,
Come on, phone.
hey guys,
Well,
welcome back.
Grillz and Billz is back again. Woo,
Yeah,
woo.
we have a guest speaker today. This is Joe Adair. He
Hello.
is my boss.
hello.
So, yeah, another lovely Thursday. Oh, look at that. We already got some
that's
people
my
watching.
cousin.
Oh.
Hi,
My
cousin.
eyesight's horrible,
I
so
know.
I can't see who that is. I can't see you, so hi, whoever you are.
You're wearing your
I
glasses.
know.
Oh,
it's still
my
bad.
God.
It's
Oh,
still
my goodness.
bad.
Oh my goodness.
So-
So I see you. You have your coffee cup there.
Yeah, I pretty much need it to survive daily. So
you drink
every
it daily,
I
and that
I do.
much?
That's a lot of coffee.
I normally I only do 8 ounces. Guys, 8 ounces is all I do. So let's be real. And then the creamer but don't judge me. It's okay. I know all of you do it too.
I was gonna say I'm just high on life. I don't need coffee.
This guy, if y'all have ever met him, he really is. As soon as you
I don't
walk
need
in,
anything.
Yeah, really, Energizer Bunny is a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it not? What happens to my teeth
So,
every single day?
well, I mean, a lot of people have noticed with coffee that you'll get some staining, and especially if you're drinking it every day, and that much. But I mean, you don't drink that much. But you know,
Yikes.
Guys,
Hey, listen, that is a lot of business for you.
That
That's
is
job
true.
security.
I know.
this
and it's-
is my dentist.
Yeah, so you should encourage as much coffee as possible.
Well, I
right?
don't want you to get cavities either.
True.
I
You can
mean,
get cavities from coffee?
well, it does. It is kind of acidic,
Oh,
so
I
it
didn't know
can
that.
cause some higher risk of cavities.
Great.
But one way that we can get rid of stains is obviously if you
More
come
people
in.
joining.
Hello.
Can't see who that is.
Amber. Hi,
Yes,
Amber.
hi, Amber.
So one way to help with the staining at least is definitely getting your cleanings every 6 months. But then also we offer whitening, and we offer a few different types of whitening. At any of your dentists, you have the whitening strips, which a lot of people like because you can just go pick those up at the store.
Right.
And your dentist will probably carry some whitening strips too.
I didn't know that.
That are a little bit better than the store brand, but you
Didn't know that.
And then you also have the trays that we can make for you, custom trays for your teeth. And so that we give you a little bit stronger gel after we make sure you don't have any cavities first, though.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then you also have the whitening where we do in the office. So
Oh, I did that.
had.
yeah, Joe
I've done
had
that.
that, and his teeth look really awesome. That one will whiten them the most, the fastest. So all I can see is your teeth. Beautiful. So yeah, if you're drinking coffee a lot, or if you're drinking wine, that's getting your cleaning.
Joe,
I love me some wine.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well,
connoisseur.
that's okay. Make sure you visit your dentist a little bit
Yes,
more often,
I
so
love wine.
you can get those stains cleaned out. Especially if you're talking to people a lot.
Yes.
So
Well, that's cool. Well, that was a nice little tip. I didn't know that there were even different kinds. I mean, I get the different kinds of whitening now that I actually think about it, and I didn't really think to go.
Sorry.
Yeah, would you?
I'm popular. What can I say?
Okay.
Everyone
And-
loves me.
all right, get
Everybody
those people
does
to
love
watch our
that.
videos.
Right. Hello.
Yeah, tell them, watch your video. What are you doing? Watch the video.
Exactly.
So I am here today to let y'all know that if you are thinking about buying a new car or maybe refinancing, you can always go and talk to your community banker.
Yeah, well, actually, I just went through that process.
He did.
That was so fun.
No,
It's the
it's not
best experience
fun.
ever.
But I know a lot of people, you don't really think about it. You just, go to a dealership and have to sit there for how long did you sit there?
I think we were there all afternoon, and actually 2 different days we bought 2 different cars, so all afternoon. And it was a good friend too that we bought the car from, and it's still, after going through the process of, okay, is this price okay? Okay, that's great. So then you go to the financial.
A new viewer.
Hey,
Hello.
Novi. Then you go to the financials part, and that takes another couple hours, and
so-
it was just
So another expert that I know is my boss, Joe. He has some some stories that people can relate to and some tips on purchasing and refinancing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so excited to be here. I think this is a cool
We're so
thing.
excited to have you.
This is such a cool thing that you guys are doing. I feel hip. You know?
You are hip.
That's how we were like.
I feel like I'm in the crowd. You know. So,
you are.
Thank you. But no, I'm really excited to be here. But I want to give you guys just a few tips on things that you should do and shouldn't do when you're going through your car buying experience. This can be a video all by itself, but I'll try to condense it for you so that you won't make some of these early mistakes and get caught into some of these early traps that the dealerships would do. Right. So our good friend Dr. Hunt just explained how he was at a dealership all day long. Although he was buying 2 vehicles, most of you that are buying 1 vehicle can have definitely have a similar story that he does. And so the first thing I would say, if you're thinking about buying a vehicle, the first thing you should do at least 6 months from that purchase, you should definitely have your credit pulled at least once. And in that time, just make sure that there are no surprises.
Is that 6 months before?
6 months before you purchase your car. So I'm not talking about you're going down the road, down 35 or 75 or wherever you are and your car dies. You don't have time for that. No, I'm saying if you're planning, if this is intentional, you're going to buy a car in the future. Gotcha. 6 months from then, you want to pull your credit just to make sure that there's no surprises. I've been doing this for 20 years, and in that time, I cannot tell you how many times people will come to me looking to get a car, a loan, or a vehicle loan, and when we pull their credit, they were shocked by what was on their credit. Yeah. A $40 copay to your dentist or a $40 copay to your doctor that you didn't know about was placed in collections. Therefore, it lowered your score by like 70, 80 points, which will affect your credit score and your interest rate.
So even with something that small?
Absolutely. A collection is a derogatory item.
That's on there for 7 years.
7 to 10 years. So anything that's derogatory, collection included, will impact your credit score. So make sure that there are no surprises. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I would say, is your debt to income. And what that means is how much you're making versus how much is going out each month. Make sure that your debt to income is as close to I don't want to say zero because no one has zero debt to income. We all have bills, right? We all have bills.
Student loans. How many of you have student loans?
Exactly, I do. Yeah, lots of them. But what I'm saying is, make sure that it's as low as possible because here's what happens when you start out when your debts are high. It's the high, low, high phrase that I always say. If your debts are high, that means your credit report or score is going to be lower. So that means your interest rate is going to be higher, right? So if your debts are high, your credit score is going to be lower. That means your interest rates is going to be higher. You want the opposite. You want low debt as possible, higher score, lower rate. Okay?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So there's different kinds of debt. Do some of them play a different role?
Like way more?
Way more?
No, debt is debt.
Okay.
But what banks are going to look at is those things that we call fixed debts, not your electricity bill and your water and that type of stuff. We're going to look at stuff like, what reports on your credit report. Like loans, student loans, mortgages, your credit cards, those types of things. And so you want to go in making sure, I think we got another couple of viewers.
Hey guys.
We want to make sure that your debts are as low as possible because what happens is your interest rate is going to be impacted by what your score is. So if you are like me, I will charge something and say, listen, I'm going to pay that off at the end of the month. But then I forget, or I'm like, oh, it's only $20, so I'll pay the $20 minimum. But then 6 months down the line, that $200 purchase that I could have paid off is now a $2,000 balance. So if you're like me and you just can pay it off and not worry about it, do it because every $1,000 that you have in debt, that's going to impact your credit score by like 10 basis points. So why not just go ahead and pay it off now if you're looking to buy a car? So that's the second thing we talked about. The first thing for those of you that just joined was just making sure that there are no surprises on your credit report. Get it checked 6 months before you buy that vehicle. The second thing would be making sure that you go in with low debt, high high interest, high credit report, credit score, and then low interest rate. And then the third thing is the actual car buying process. And what I will say is that the best thing that you can do is call your banker.
Community banker.
Don't just
banker.
Don't just go into the dealership and
No.
Call your banker. Allow your banker to pre-approve you for a loan, because when you're pre-approved, I'm telling you, it's just like gold and cash. You can walk in, you tell that dealer, this is the car I want. You do some negotiating, and it seriously cuts your car buying process in half by like 2 hours at least.
Wish I would have known that.
Yes. See, you needed to come to your banker.
I did.
So, but the reason for that is because, and probably the reason that Dominic was there so long is because the dealerships will shop you around to other companies, right? And so if I can give an example, if Dominic and he's the dealership, if I'm the bank that's paying him to bring me business, Stephanie is the customer, so the dealership is going to tell Dominic, hey, bring as many people to me as possible, and what I'll do is give you a flat fee or an interest rate or an increase on rate based on who you bring. So the reason why it took you so long is because they were back there auctioning you off.
Right.
Oh,
and you didn't know that they were doing that.
I am a person.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what they were doing.
I am not an animal.
That's what they were doing. Because they were going to see who can give them the best rate.
Right.
XYZ bank was offering 1%. The other bank was offering 2%. So who are they going to go with? They're going to go with the 2%.
Right.
And so that's what they were doing. And so oftentimes you get a crappy rate because of that, that fee that they're getting. And so what I would tell you guys is when you go in with a pre-approval letter from your bank, it makes that process so much easier. Then you can talk to the dealership about the reason why you went in there in the first place, which is the car, right? Not how much you're going to pay.
Just wham, bam.
Yeah.
Let's not.
It should be
play
that
games.
simple.
Yeah.
It really should be that simple. And then the last part about that, I would say, is very simply, is any extra benefits that you try to get on there, such as a gap policy or a warranty, before you sign on the dotted line for those things, make sure you talk to your banker first, because it's very possible that your banker could get you a better deal, or might even tell you that option is not even worth it in the first place. Quick story if I can. I was having dinner with a friend 2 days ago, and he was asking me, because he knows I'm in banking, he was asking me about refinancing his car, and I said, well, you just bought it. And he goes, well, yeah, I don't think I got a good deal. And I said, well, what happened? He goes, well, when I came out, I started looking at the paperwork. He said my car was worth $17,000 when I bought it. That's how much it was. It was a Mercedes, and I think it was like a 13. And he says, and after I looked at the paperwork, I realized that they had put a warranty on there, gap policy on there, maintenance package on there. And he says, I didn't know that they put that stuff on there. I said, no, you don't need a refinance.
They literally will tell you, sign here, sign here, sign here.
I told him, I said, no, you don't need a refinance. You need to call an attorney, and you need to take that car take that car back to the dealership. Wow. Because that's not right. And so, guys, they do this stuff to you. So you have to be mindful about what you're getting into and what you're signing at that dealership. Ask questions. And if you don't know, and if it seems to be, a little bait and switch, a little hanky-panky, call your local banker, and then they're experts. They can tell you whether that's a good deal or not. As simple as you giving them your VIN number and then pulling it, they can tell you if it's a good deal or not.
Yeah. Another little side note is that I know a great community bank that offers gap. So when you're purchasing refi, when you get gap, so a lot of dealerships I have seen will go up to $800 for a gap policy. No, they're robbing you. So talk to your community banker, one of us, and and get the help. And don't ever feel like you can't ask questions. Right. No question is a stupid question. I know everybody's like, oh, I have a stupid question. No, because if you're going to save money, that's smart.
Exactly.
So, yeah, all right.
Well, awesome. That was very informative.
Yeah.
Even though I just bought a car.
Move your arm.
Hello?
No.
We lost our light source.
It's motion censored in this office. So.
We were too still. So even though I just bought a car, I learned a lot. So hopefully you guys did also. And we're going to actually have another guest next week.
Yeah, we're going to have another one next week. Her name is Courtney, and she's super bubbly too, just like Joe.
Yes.
So,
Never called
much energy.
I've never called bubbly. That's new.
Dominic and I are just like, coffee. Hey guys.
Yeah. But
Joe's like, hey guys.
Nope, not me.
So,
Just do it.
so yeah, that'll be exciting. So tune in next Thursday. We will tell you all the time sometime before then.
Right.
And yeah, thanks for joining. My phone never turned on, so I'm
Yep.
going to be sharing this one on my page.
Yep.
All right.
And can we ask them, like, guys, if you want to post a comment below, maybe you have a question about something that we said today, maybe you need a little bit more clarity. Is this on Dominic's phone?
Definitely.
I don't know if he's the best person to ask about this type of stuff.
But
So,
dentistry,
dentistry,
this guy got
he's
it.
your guy.
I do not have that.
Yeah, anything car related, post a comment and then he'll somehow get it to
forward it to
Stephanie or something.
And if you want to come on our show, let us know.
Yes.
If you've got a business, you want to talk and you're passionate about it, or you just want to come on and say hi to everybody. If you're new to Frisco like we are, that's why we're doing this.
Right.
So
Can I say Frisco is awesome?
Frisco
we've
is
said it
awesome.
like a million times.
y'all.
Yeah, Frisco
I
is
love this
where
city.
it's at.
I love
so
this city.
yeah, it's awesome. All right, well, thanks guys for tuning in.
And have a
Bye.
good weekend.
Cool.
Maybe.
Did you? It's still live.